Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to this session. I'm going to be talking a little more detail about the Word document that we have up on our screen in a moment, but before we get there I just want to cover a couple of things that come to mind in reference to head stuff, because we know this, that trading is over 90% psychology. Now if you're already making a fortune as a trader, you won't need to watch this session. If you are like me, open-minded and want to improve your skills, please watch this session. It'll probably only be a 10 to 15 minute session, but I receive emails on a daily basis from members saying, can you please give me a rev up? We love the psychology stuff. So I've tied it into this little Word document. Now this Word document is slightly changed over the one previously on the Google Drive and emailed out to members, so you can go and download this as a Word document on the Google Drive until we get it in the members area on the website. But I want to come back to this document in a moment, but a couple of things I just want to say. First of all, you can learn to trade, and I can't remember who quoted this famous quote, but it's just so true. Well, I think it's famous and I think it's important. People don't fail, they just give up trying. Now one of the beauties of learning how to trade is that you can use a simulator for months. The problem is so many traders lose focus, they become impatient, they want to jump to real cash. Traders, you can live the dream. You've got it before you, but what you got to do is master yourself and master your setups. But you can do this. Focus, as we're about to look at a number of trend trades in a moment, but focus on one or two setups and build your confidence. Use the simulator, then start with a if you're trading FX, a micro account, or if you're trading with futures, one account after you've executed 1 to 2 100 trades on the simulator, and you learn to trust yourself. You've got to develop that trust. Now as you're aware, over 70% of you are experienced traders when you join me. My job is to slap you around a little bit, tell you how it is, and to help you really regain your confidence. You can do this. You know, I get comments every day, well, not every day, but a couple of days a week, from people that say it's all right for you, you've been doing it for years and years. Yes, but I sat once where you sit now. So couple of things. First of all, if you've got a compelling future, and you've heard me talk about this on the members videos, it totally changes things when you've got a goal in mind. So let's quickly talk about your daily profit targets and what it takes to get there. Now if you want to achieve $200 a day per contract, that's $1,000 a week. Now if we assume that you're trading correctly with the risk management rules that I set, that means you need to have around $4,500 in your trading account. That's a 25% or thereabouts return per week. If you now, of course, brokers will tell you only need $500 to $1,000 there, but that's breaking all of the risk management rules, because if you've got an average risk there of $75 $80 per trade, you know, a few trades and you're down 5-10% on your account, that is a self-esteem killer and an account killer. So getting back to this, if you're scalping the 233 after hours, it's impossible to trade a 233 volume during the New York hours because it moves that quickly. You need to have your full margin with your broker, of course. Now that's only 3 net 6-tick trades a day, and you're there minus $15 approximately in brokerage. You're netting $210 a day. You can do this. If you're trading the NQ, it might be, what is it, 3 or 4 14-tick trades a day. It really doesn't matter which market you look at, you can do this. Now before we go into a couple of other things, I just quickly need to put up the risk disclaimer, just for those that perhaps haven't seen my videos before. I'm required by the CFTC to put this up. Of course you don't trade with the rent money, we know this, and it's all about learning how to trade correctly. Now because of a chart we're going to be looking at in a moment, please go to the bottom right hand screen and go to full screen, just for this Word document that we're going to be looking at in a moment. So let's have a look at this. you hear me talk about this and you've seen me use this many times. Pogo said, I've met the enemy and the enemy is us. We are our own worst enemy when it comes to trading. What are we going to do about it? You have before you the greatest opportunity financially you'll probably have put before you in your life. For literally $3,000 or $4,000 you can be underway trading from home, your own hours, living the lifestyle, building up your account over a period of time, living a life that only others could ever dream about. You can do this. It might take you 2 or 3 or 4 months to develop the confidence and to master a small number of trading setups, but you can do this. But we are our own worst enemy. Now, I talk about being a sniper, and my attitude is have a small number of trades and have a sniper's attitude. A sniper really has a statement of, or a saying, one shot, one kill. Now, I posted on Google Drive today a article about Navy SEALs, and this is a picture of it come with that article, and I just thought it was really appropriate, and it just talks about how we can get that much more out of ourselves. Traders, we need to take ourselves to a new level. You can do this, but you need to stretch yourself. You need to work at it, but you can do it. Now, you'll hear me talk continually about staying away from counter trend trades, and the reason being, a trend has a higher probability of continuation than a reversal, and it's just so easy to be sucked into taking a trade and being caught on the wrong side of a market. Stay with the trend, and it's absolutely critical. If you are rebuilding your career or you wish to start out, you must start by trading with the trend only. Now, with this chart we're about to look at in a moment, it is really about developing competence. Now, there's a big difference, as you hear me talk about, between being confident and having competence. Now, competence means the ability to do something successfully or efficiently, and you only do that through wax on, wax off, through practice over time. Remember, discipline is a muscle. The more often you practice it, the stronger you become at it, and that really is the key factor in our business, traders. So let's go and have a look at now at this sheet. Let me just what I'm going to do is just minimize that for a moment, and let's go and have a look at this here. Okay, so this is really important. Let me go to full screen. Hopefully you can, yep, still within the screen. So this is a sheet that's available. If you haven't received it by email, everything now, remember, traders, are now uploaded to Google Drive until the new website's up. So this works really well, and you're going to use this, or I recommend you use this even in simulation until you go live, and even then consider using it. Now, first of all, the statement here is, I've raised my standards and have made this a must. As Tony Robbins says, if you can't, you must. You can do this. Now, if your trading goal is 400 plus per day, which can be done, and there are thousands of traders around the world that do this. Now, let me just put a qualification on it. I don't know how many thousands, but there are traders out there that are making $1,000 a day per contract, day in, day out. They make a lot more than you and me, and also they're willing to trade all day. Go and do some research on millionaire day traders, and you'll start, some of them will come to surface. As I've got a folder on them, and I'm researching them, looking at what I call modeling all the time. Now, my goal is $400 a day per contract plus. Your goal, by the way, may only be $200, and what I recommend, you start with $100, reward yourself, go to 150, go to 200, build your confidence, build your competence. And how we build our competence, traders, is through numbers and keeping statistics. So here, once again, just on this chart here, and hopefully you can see the little mouse going around there, you put your date there, then you're going to execute on the simulator 30 trades a day as a minimum. Now, it might take you 2 hours, maybe 3, but the more trades you execute, the better. Now remember, I'm talking about executing flawlessly here, following the trading rules in the Day Traders Fast Track program flawlessly. That is, no cheating, no hunch trades, no exiting early because of gut feel or emotions. Exit early maybe because of set rules, or there's a news announcement coming out, or the market has slowed down. So exit for the right reasons. By executing 30 a day, that's 150 trades a week. This is starting to build your confidence as traders. Now this is also on Google Drive in Word, and the reason I got it in Word, I recommend you only have up here the trades that you are actually going to execute. So T1 of course is a trend following trade. T2 KS5, it's just another code for me for the indicator I use there, which is the double smooth stochastic, which is I call it KS5. You go to then of course your T18, that's trend following, your T20, and your T20 there of course is a change in trend. It confirms your change in trend. You may not trade that, but you may be looking for your T1, your T2s, and your T25s and your 34Bs after you have the T20s. Of course your 89B and your 200s, they are trend following. So your most accurate trades are going to come directly after a T20. Particularly I've got here your T21 dash 1, and what that means is it's your first trade after a T20. Of course a T20 confirms a new trend. You may wait for a pullback and jump in on a T1, T2, or T25. They're sort of generally speaking going to be your most accurate trades. Now under here write the code of the trade, and under that whether it was a win, loss, and the trade code. Start keeping statistics. Now remember, there's no cheating allowed because you're developing disciplines here. Now if you say, oh shucks, it's just the simulator, you're going to be developing and hardwiring bad habits. And please do not underestimate me when I say this here. You've got to have the zeal of a crusader. You've got to be so focused here and assume that you're trading $1 million. Now let me just ask you this: if you went into a prop trading firm or into a bank and you're looking at working in their prop area or on the trading desk, do you think they're going to allow you, while they're watching you on the simulator, to take gut feel trades or trades that are unqualified, etc.? Of course not. You're not going to get the job. So please treat this seriously. So I trade what I see, not what I think. And what do I mean by that? Well, of course we're quite often going to think of a trend's about to end. It can't continue. I'll take this counter trend trade, and how many times do we get smashed there? All right, I trend trade only. So I really want you as a trend trader, or as a new trader, or a trader rebuilding your career, to trend trade only until you are consistently making money. Then start on your counter trends on the simulator. The same rules apply. Now remember, you're disciplined, you're focused, you're patient, you are a sniper. One shot, one kill. Follow this, traders, and you will develop confidence over time. Now just before we sign off, it is down under the 7th of the 3rd, so it's the 7th of March 2016. It's Sunday evening in the USA. I've just fired off a couple of quick trades as I'm trading, as I'm working away here. For many of you know, I've been laid up in the last week with a bad back, so I'm catching up with a pile of emails that I've got here and a couple of promised recordings. And just while I'm sitting here, I fired off a couple of trades here. Once again, trading with the trend, an 89B. I fired off there a T25, an 89B. Now here, by the way, you may notice that I only got filled on one of the 10 contracts before it kept going, and I didn't chase it. Should have, but I didn't. I should have dropped my target, or my the entry down one extra tick, but I didn't. But never mind. Anyway, it's still a nice start to the Monday morning my time. Now see what I mean about trend trading. Look, there's slight divergence here. If you had have taken this, you would have been smashed on this one. Now even on this one here, there's another divergence trade entry just here. It's not a T89, by the way. Remember, traders, if you want to improve your accuracy dramatically, trade the T89s for your counter trends only after you're making money with your trend trades. Remember, that's absolutely critical. So traders, all of this of course, as you know, is in the Day Traders Fast Track program. Now traders, stay focused, be patient, give yourself time. If you're, yeah, and the other thing too is you hear me talk a lot about this, is what we call ego depletion. Is trading for some traders is like gambling. And I suppose even last week I made comments to a few people, and even on a couple of emails that I fired off while I was on my I don't want to say sick bed. It was a back problem, not a health problem, other health problem, but is I really wanted to get to the charts, and a couple of times I walked past and I fired off a couple of nice trades. But trading can become a little addictive. But on that, when it comes down to ego depletion, be very careful that you're not by your screen unless you're really well disciplined. I can't sit there for 8 to 12 hours, sorry, 8 to 10 hours a day waiting for trades. Others can. It doesn't suit me. I become mentally worn out. I start to make mistakes. Once again, be realistic with your trading. Take a break every hour or two and go for a walk. If you make a mistake, get up, slap yourself around, go for a walk, make yourself a coffee, and sit back down and reapproach it and analyze what you've done. Keep your trading journal. Once again, trading with our strategies in our course, traders, as you know, they're rules based. There's only around 5% discretion in it, such as how many trades have we had in the trend. Maybe I should be sitting aside because the trends do come to an end, or you do get decent pullbacks, or maybe there's a news announcement, or another one you just want to keep an eye on. If the market really slows down, you're in the trade 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe do we consider exiting? I usually do. So otherwise, they're rules based. Stay with that. But the message I really wanted to get across, traders, in today's recording was you can do this. You can develop the competence to do this, and the competence comes down to trading the simulator for a period of time. If you go live and you stuff up, that is, you find you're going back, go back to sim. You can develop the confidence over a period of time. Follow through on learning your neuro-linguistic techniques. Use the rubber band technique, etc. But you can do this. Thank you, traders. I will see you on the next recording.